Okay, so here's my thoughts and my opinions on the first show of Undisputed. Now, Undisputed has been advertising that this show was going to, the new show was going to premiere this Monday. Now, if you've been following my channel, I made a video last week talking about the possibility of Keyshawn Johnson not attending this show because he was still hammering out some language in his buyout contract with ESPN. If you've been living under a rock, allow your boy to explain. Keyshawn signed a 5-year deal with ESPN. He was in year 2. He had some years remaining. And ESPN was going to stop the presses as far as Keyshawn Johnson working at Fox Sports 1. So either one or two things happened. Either they negotiated a contract buyout, Keyshawn Johnson representatives or ESPN, or they're hammering out the buyout while allowing Keyshawn Johnson to work over there at Undisputed. Either or, the buyout is coming sooner rather than later. All right. So there was a point where there was a possibility that Keyshawn was not going to be able to attend this show that premiered this morning. So the show starts off with the new song that Lil Wayne introduced. It's a pretty good song. You know, it's solid. It's vintage Lil Wayne. All right. And then you see Skip Bayless at a table by himself, a bigger table, and he starts introducing his new host. All right. He first introduced Richard Sherman. I almost said Richard Seymour, but I caught myself. Richard Sherman. He introduced Richard Sherman. Then he introduced Michael Irvin, and then he introduced Keyshawn Johnson. All right. And they started talking about the topics of Trey Lance. Hopefully, I will get into the Trey Lance talk this video. I don't want to make this a video extremely long. So what I gathered from the first show is pretty much what if you've been following my channel, which, by the way, hit the subscription button and notification bell and share this content with your friends, family, as well as your followers. What I said in when this lineup was announced, I felt like this was a great lineup for Undisputed. And I can see this lineup, making some huge noise and be some decent competition for First Take, particularly what First Take has done. First Take over there at ESPN, they hired Shannon Sharpe, but he's only going to be there on a part-time level Mondays and Tuesdays over at First Take. He'll be debating Stephen A. Smith. And then you still got Ryan Clark. You still got Christopher Mad Dog Russo. You got the offensive lineman. I think his name is Woody. I forgot his name. I do apologize. I had his name in my brain. I lost it. And you're going to have some other personalities that ESPN is hiring exclusively for NFL talk. All right. And I can see periods week to week where Undisputed will probably have more ratings than First Take, or First Take will have more ratings than Undisputed. And I talked about this in a video, how everyone is pulling the cord from satellite and cable TV. And a lot of networks are struggling with this. And not only ESPN, but CNN, everybody that heavily depends on satellite and cable TV. It just seems ESPN has lost the most subscribers because they had the most subscribers. And ESPN not only has been losing subscribers, Fox Sports 1 has been losing subscribers, CNN has been losing subscribers, Fox News has been losing subscribers. The list goes on and on. So if you heavily depend on satellite and cable TV, you're going to lose subscribers because people are pulling away from cable and satellite TV. It's also affecting in entertainment. A lot of reality shows like Love and Hip Hop and Real Housewives or whatever, they've been struggling with their viewership because they have been losing subscribers. Okay, we done a video on that. I'm not going to dive into that. You can go check out those videos at your leisure. Okay, so I knew that they had the makings of a very solid show. And you're going to have Skip Bayless, the guy that you love to hate. People are going to, the majority of Skip Bayless's fans or haters, however y'all want to list them, They're going to watch Skip Bayless because they want to see Skip Bayless get into it with either of these personalities, okay? Or waiting for Undisputed to explode from within, and they're just waiting for the train wreck. I don't see a train wreck happening with anything that's associated with Skip Bayless, but that's neither here nor there. Then you got Richard Sherman. You got people that really appreciate what Richard Sherman has done on as far as an analysis, as far as a spokesperson for the NFL. So you got people that are fans of Richard Sherman, as well as Keyshawn and Michael Irvin. But I feel like you're getting a different level of Michael Irvin. You get to see the intensity, the passion of Michael Irvin, and it just bleeds out of the television set. I mean, if you don't see the passion, if you don't feel the passion coming from Michael Irvin, you just don't have a heart and you don't have a soul. Every time Michael Irvin speaks, you want to run outside and play football. You're ready to get suited up and go to war, go to battle with Michael Irvin. So you're going to get that perspective from Michael Irvin. And like I said in my previous video, you're going to have different shows where it's going to be a 3-on-1. All these 3 ex-jocks are going to gang up on Skip Bayless. You're going to have shows where when they're talking about, Los Angeles sports, Keyshawn Johnson is a homer for Los Angeles sports, and you may see a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-1 when they gang up on Keyshawn Johnson. When you talk about Dallas Cowboy talk, you're going to see a 2-on-2 because Michael Irvin and Skip Bayless, they come from the perspective of they love the Dallas Cowboys, and they sometimes overhype what the Dallas Cowboys doing as far as signings go and wins and losses and things like that. Every year we're going to make it to the Super Bowl. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, but I'm not over passionate about the Dallas Cowboys, okay? But Skip Bayless and Michael Irvin are. So you're going to get that perspective from them, all right? As well as Richard Sherman. He has a direct line of communication with these younger NFL stars, something that Shannon Sharpe didn't have. Y'all got to realize Shannon Sharpe hasn't played football in many moons, all right? He may know the X's and O's, but he doesn't really have a huge relationship with the Jimmies and Joes, all right? Richard Sherman was once in the NFL 2 years ago. So he still can, he still have pull with some of these younger NFL players as well as coaches. And I'm not saying Shannon Sharpe didn't. I'm just saying, Richard Sherman is going to really contribute and help out Undisputed to be credible on the NFL level. All right. Now, I told you guys I don't like comparing, but when you compare Richard Sherman to Shannon Sharpe, yes, Shannon Sharpe and Richard Sherman, they know their X's and O's. They both are passionate about NFL football. They can talk their way out of a phone booth. They forgot more football than we will ever know about football. Now, I do feel like Shannon Sharpe, with the skits and being funny and bringing social media into the show, I don't think Richard Sherman's going to do that, but there's going to be moments where Richard Sherman has funny moments, all right? But it'll be few and often. But I feel like with this group, you see the chemistry, you see the passion, you see the emotion, and no one's over-talking one another. Everyone's allowed to have their takes and speak freely and speak clearly. And it was a great show. And you saw the makings of what I've been saying all this time. This could be something great for Undisputed. And I also said this, and I got a lot of flack for saying this. I told people that after a couple of years, people are going to say Shannon Sharpe who? Shannon Sharpe is still going to do his thing. He's still going to have his fan base. People are still going to gravitate to Shannon Sharpe. But I really do feel like people that been watching Fox Sports 1 and watching Undisputed, they're going to continue to watch Fox Sports 1 and Undisputed. They can still be fans of Shannon Sharpe, but still watch Undisputed. I think Undisputed is going to be very entertaining, very funny, very passionate, very knowledgeable. It's going to be all that in a bag of chips, and it's going to be competition for first take. Okay? So let's not say that this is a weaker version of Undisputed. I think this is even a stronger version of Undisputed. I can't wait until basketball comes around, the NBA come rolling around, and you're going to have Skip Bayless and Richard Sherman, but Michael Irvin and Keyshawn Johnson, they're going to be doing the football talk. But when it comes to basketball talk, I can't wait to see who they're going to have that's going to be debating for or against Skip Bayless or Richard Sherman. Can't wait for that. But basketball really doesn't heat up until January when we crown our Super Bowl champion. All right. They will have some basketball talk sprinkled in. They'll talk about some games sprinkled in during football season, but it's not going to be at a large level like it will be when NFL season is over with. Okay. Now, real fast, real quick, I give it an A. I give it an A+. And I feel like this version of Undisputed is better than last year and the year before Undisputed. Okay, that's just my opinion. You can take it and run with it. Okay, you can comment in the comment section and say that I'm hating. You can say that I'm tripping. I don't know what I'm talking about, or you can agree with me. I don't care. You take it. It's my opinion. All right. So, real quick, real fast. Trey Lance got traded to the Dallas Cowboys for a pack of Newports, a box of cotton, and an unused bottle of Sprite. Really, I'm just being funny. They traded him for a fourth round pick. I don't know the parameter. I don't know if this, if Trey Lance end up to being the starter, does this elevates into a first round pick? I don't know nothing about that. I will say this is good news for the Dallas Cowboys. It's not going to help the Dallas Cowboys this year. It's not going to help the Dallas Cowboys next year. But ultimately, it's 4 years down the road. Who knows? This may turn out to be something special for the Dallas Cowboys, where they'll have a quarterback of the future, or they'll have a bargaining chip that they can trade to get better picks for a team out there that's desperately needing a quarterback. I feel like Trey Lance was babied with the 49ers. I just don't think Trey Lance understands the mechanisms of the scheme that they were trying to teach him with the 49ers, and he fell off. Doesn't mean that he's a bad quarterback. Doesn't mean that he's not smart enough to be a quarterback. It's just some systems and some schemes don't work for everybody. I do feel like he's not under no pressure to start anytime soon, and he's no pressure to help the Dallas Cowboys anytime soon. He's going to take his time. I feel like it's 3 or 4 years down the road, similar to what the Packers did with Jordan Love. They're going to do the same thing for the Dallas Cowboys. Going to do the same thing for that. That doesn't mean that they're getting rid of Dak Prescott anytime soon. But if you've been hearing the reports, Dak Prescott is going to be more in the pocket than ever. Having a problem with his knees, his legs, or whatever. He's not going to be able to be. He's not going to utilize his athleticism that much like he did in previous seasons. So he's going to have to elevate and execute in the pocket. He's not a young chicken no more. He done took a lot of hits. He's been injured on and off. It is what it is. But them getting Trey Lance doesn't mean that's the end of Dak Prescott. It's just an insurance package. I don't think he's going to help the Dallas Cowboys. Even if Dak Prescott goes down, I don't think he's going to help the Dallas Cowboys this year. Would not surprise me none of the Dallas Cowboys hire a veteran quarterback while they're still working on Trey Lance. I feel like Trey Lance will be promoted to backup next year. Okay, He'll know a little bit more, and you know, McCarthy and them, they're going to take their time with this young man and get him under the right system. But you know, that's all the talk I got for Trey Lance. And that's it for this new lineup at Fox Sports 1. I wish them the best of luck. I don't think Undisputed is going away anytime soon. And I think they have a huge hit with this dynamic. Okay, a lot of people were talking about how this wasn't going to work. A lot of people talked about, it's not as better with Skip and Shannon. You know, a lot of people are saying on social media they should keep it a 2-man group instead of a 4-man group. But if you like First Take, obviously you haven't been watching First Take, because First Take have segments where it's not a 2-man group. It's like 3 or 4 guys with Stephen A. Smith. So this is the new way. This is, I feel like if anything, sports debates are over with. I think it has to be entertaining. It has to be a show appealing for the audience. Yeah, occasionally the arguing and the back and forth is good for television, but you can't do that long term, and you can burn out the host of the shows. And I feel like that was another reason why Skip and Shannon burned too fast, because they had too many shows where they were trying to figure out who has the biggest pickle in the room, and you know, they just got irritated with one another. On top of that, Shannon Sharpe wanted more influence and wanted more control over that Undisputed, and they were not going to give it to him because they already given all that to Skip Bayless. So it's kind of hard to go back on your word with Skip Bayless. And it was, if anything, it was a money thing. It was just a money ploy, and all the other things people talk about are added. But the biggest reason, it was a money thing. Okay, so yeah, I wish the best for Shannon Sharpe. Seems like Shannon Sharpe is doing extraordinary, amazing things. He's going to be on ESPN First Take 2 days a week. He also going to do Club Shay Shay exclusively for The Volume. That's Colin Cowherd's digital platform that he's been building. Plus, Shannon Sharpe is going to do exclusive content for The Volume. So Shannon Sharpe isn't, going to be working at Burger King anytime soon. He's going to do his thing. He's going to flourish. He's going to thrive. All right. So yeah, that's all I got. Guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces.